this is the type of team that has raised the Phoenix from the ashes, from where they were 2 and 3 years ago, and they deserve your support. And I know the Valley will rise up. It's a great area and very supportive. And Phoenix, support these guys because it does really take a village, and it takes a valley to do it. And Kenny Dillingham, Graham Rossini, they deserve the opportunity as well as these players.
We have got the one and only CEO and president of the Peach Bowl, Gary Stokan. Gary, we appreciate you taking the time today to talk about Arizona State and then potentially Texas and Clemson.
Yeah, it's a great time of the year. We're heading down to Austin tomorrow to go to the Clemson Texas game, the first round of the CFP, and see who will play Arizona State in our Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl CFP quarterfinal game.
Obviously, but before we get into potential opponents, whether that be Texas or Clemson, this is the first time in 5 decades that Arizona State is going to be a part of the Peach Bowl. Just what is the historical significance of having the Sun Devils in Atlanta for this game?
Well, it's really special for us because back in 1970, our third bowl game at Bobby Dodd Stadium in Atlanta, in the old Peach Bowl, Arizona State was number 8 in the country with Frank Kush as coach. And they couldn't, at the time, get into the orange, the sugar, the rose, or the cotton. And so the Peach Bowl reached out to them, brought them to Atlanta. They played North Carolina, and it rained in the first quarter, sleeted in the second quarter, snowed in the third quarter, and iced in the fourth quarter. And Vince Dooley, who was the coach of Georgia, his brother was the head coach at North Carolina, Bill Dooley. And Vince told me he's never been so cold in his life. He had to leave his brother at halftime of the game. And Frank Kush and the Arizona State Sun Devils went on to win 48-26. But it was 80 degrees in Phoenix at that time. So the people from the Valley who were at the game said, hey, why don't we start one of these bowl games? We got nice weather. Arizona State can't get into one of the big ones. So the Peach Bowl people started to meet with the Arizona State people and the Phoenix people. And out of that, the Fiesta Bowl was created. So a unique history there. And, first time back in 50, whatever it is, 54, 55, 56 years. So we're glad to have Arizona State back. And as I told Graham and Kenny Dillingham, they don't have to worry. It'll be 72 degrees in Mercedes-Benz Stadium on game day.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Look, Arizona State has had somewhat of a magical and miraculous season so far. Obviously picked to finish last in the Big 12, now Big 12 champions and a spot in the college football playoff. Just what have you seen from Kenny Dillingham in this Arizona State squad that is feisty as any of them?
Well, first off, what Kenny's done to move from the Pac-12 to the Big 12 is one thing. And then to be picked last in the conference by the media and the so-called experts, and to finish first in the Big 12 championship, and Duke Levitt, the newcomer of the year, who's a transfer player, Kenny Scadaboo, who started at Sacramento State to become a first-team All-American, and then Coach Aroro to be up for the Frank Broyles Assistant Coach of the Year award, and Kenny Dillingham for winning the Big 12 Coach of the Year. Just, you can't write that script. It's a remarkable story, and it's the type of thing that, watch out for Arizona State all the way through this tournament, so to speak, this CFP playoff, because they could be a very, very special team and do very, very special things here over the next month here.
You said it. This is a special team, and they're on a special run, and I know they would love nothing more than to advance with a win in the Peach Bowl, but they're still waiting to see who they are going to take on, whether that be Clemson or Texas. Just what do you think about those potential opponents for Arizona State?
Well, again, a part of the Cinderella story, right? Here's Arizona State picked to finish last, finish first, win the Big 12, and then in the first game, play two of the one of the two blue bloods, right? Clemson or Texas. And, you go on and win a game like that, and then you go on to the semifinals, you'll play another blue blood probably. And so, yeah, the story's not over yet. It's going to be a great quarterfinal game in a sold out electric atmosphere in Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
It's definitely going to be just a crazy, crazy time. I'm looking forward to getting over to Atlanta. I know as much as a bunch of Arizona State fans here in the Valley, just what can fans traveling for this game kind of expect?
Yeah, a couple is, they'll be staying probably in the Marriott Marquis, which is a great hotel in walking distance to not only the stadium, but to a lot of the entertainment opportunities. A must do is to go see the College Football Hall of Fame. Um, it's very interactive AI. They'll enjoy that. They'll get an Arizona State experience, but they'll also get a immersive college football experience. Then Friday night, we've got our fan night at the aquarium, which is about 100 yards from the College Football Hall of Fame. And the pep band and the cheerleaders will be there from Arizona State. It's the world's largest aquarium. It's a must see as well to go through the aquarium. Then on Saturday morning, we'll have our Fan Fest at the Georgia World Commerce Center, which is again another 100 yards away from the stadium. So there'll be all kind of interactives there. Great opportunity to really get ready for the game. Uh, and so you go from FanFest right into the game, and we kick at 1:10. So it's going to be a fast and furious trip, I know, but it'll be quite enjoyable with a New Year's Eve party. I know Arizona State's throwing a New Year's Eve party in the Marriott Marquis on the 31st as well. So a quick trip, but a lot happening, and they'll have a great time.
Gary, you're in a pretty unique situation to be the CEO and president, of course, of the Peach Bowl. This is the first year with an expanded college football playoff. Obviously, you've got the matchup between Arizona State, potentially Texas, potentially Clemson on the other side there. But there are so many big-time games going down in college football over the next 2-3 weeks. Just what is your, I guess, opinion and view of this year's college football playoff?
Well, I think college football has been immensely helped with the 12-team playoff. You've seen more teams, probably 20, 25 teams still vying for the 12 teams to get into the playoff into November and early December. And we've seen attendance rise because of that in college football. We've definitely seen viewership rise on TV viewership of college football. And we're the second most favorite sport in the country. And I think this 12-team playoff in its first year is going to elevate college football. And I think even into the future as we move forward, when people start to get used to this 12-team playoff and various teams are in it, it'll just increase the love of college football throughout this country.
Gary, last couple questions and we will get you out of here. Obviously, like we said, the 12-team expanded playoff, you mentioned as fans get used to it. Any thoughts or opinions on another expansion, maybe 14, maybe 16?
Well, it's typical of Americans. We all want more ice cream, right? We like something and we want more of it. I think, there's some unintended consequences in this first iteration of anything that you do. And I think the commissioners will take a look at this year and next year because we still have one more year left in the old contracts. And then in 2026, they'll have the next iteration of what the college football playoff will be, whether that goes to 14, 16, stays at 12, whether they go to automatic qualifiers, whether conference champs get in but don't necessarily get buys, all those type of things I think they'll look at and ultimately come up with something in 2026 that, will be beneficial to all of college football.
No doubt college football fans are super excited. You've obviously got those first games kicking off Friday and Saturday of that first round of the college football playoff. You already kind of discussed what Arizona State fans can expect, but I'm going to leave this one to you. What would your message just to Arizona State fans be in such a unique position in a unique season and getting to play in such a unique bowl game as the Peach Bowl?
Well, number one, support your team. Whatever way you can, support your team, whether it's traveling here to Atlanta, whether it's watching it on TV, whether it's participating in buying season tickets, whether it's investing in the team in the NIL format. This team deserves a chance to grow from the baseline that they've put in and the foundation they've put in this year. And you can't do it alone. It truly takes a valley. And so the valley needs to rise up. I've used the term this week in talking to a lot of media that this is the type of team that has raised the phoenix from the ashes, from where they were 2 and 3 years ago. And they deserve your support. And I know the valley will rise up. It's a great area and very supportive. And Phoenix, support these guys because it does really take a village and it takes a valley to do it. And Kenny Dillingham, Graham Rossini, they deserve the opportunity as well as these players.
Gary Stokan, CEO and president of the Peach Bowl. We appreciate you taking the time today, Gary.
Glad to be with you. We look forward to hosting you in Atlanta and all the fans.
Yes, sir.